What's up everyone, and welcome back to Affiliate Insight, the video series where I, your host Norgoz, go through and take a deep dive into sections of the Twitch affiliate program based on your feedback, as well as all things that are Twitch and streaming related to help you guys out in learning about different things that you may not have known about, or maybe you knew about but you didn't know some of the specifics that I'm going to show you. So today's video is about transcoding. We're going to talk about what it is, how it works, and I'm going to take a few minutes to clarify some details. There's some bad information out there, there's some assumptions that are out there, and I want to make sure that you guys know exactly what it is, how it works, and all of the truths as opposed to just assumptions. So we're going to talk about that right now. First of all, what is transcoding and how you get it, how it works. This is an example of transcoding. This is transcoding. At the bottom of the page, in the bottom right corner of the page, you're going to see a cog. You're going to click on that cog, you're going to pull it up, and there's going to be a drop-down menu, and it's going to show what the source format is, what the source resolution is. In this case, it's 1080p, and then it's going to show you the downgraded options that it can reduce the resolution to. Excuse me, the reason transcoding is a good thing is because a lot of people watch on mobile, like their phone, a lot of people watch on Wi-Fi, and a lot of people may not have enough bandwidth, because of, just internet restrictions, or more people on the interwebs, because they have a family or whatever, they're sharing the internet. They cannot watch a live stream at a high resolution, at a high bit rate, and we'll talk more about bitrate later, that then they can maintain consistently. Have you ever watched Netflix and it just keeps buffering and skipping? You just turn it off. That's what happens if you stream at a high resolution, at a high bitrate, and you don't have transcoding. People will come into your stream, they'll watch for a few minutes, and if they don't have the throughput, the bandwidth on their internet to maintain a consistent flowing stream without constantly buffering, or you don't have the bandwidth when you're trying to output a high resolution, high bitrate stream, and it just keeps buffering either way, whether the problem's on your end or theirs, doesn't matter. No one wants to sit and watch something that's problematic. You know what I'm saying? It just gets annoying. They get frustrated, and it's not something to read into. It doesn't make them a bad person, doesn't make you a bad person, but it's something you want to be aware, because to be a good streamer, you want to take the time to go back and watch your recording, so that when that's happening, use your tools. If you use OBS, Open Broadcast Software, it has a stats page where it'll show you in real time if you're losing frames through your network, or if you're losing frames due to rendering problems. Again, we'll go a bit further into bitrate later, but how it functions, we've kind of gone into what it is and how it works and the basics. But how do you get it and when do you get it? Well, if you're a partner, you get it 100% of the time. Partners do receive transcoding 100% of the time, all the time. However, Twitch affiliates do not get this 100% of the time. I also want to stop right now and say, once you unlock transcoding, you don't keep it. You should maintain it for the entirety of your stream, but once you turn your stream off, the next time you stream, you're not guaranteed to get it. That's not how it works. That's another misconception. Once you get transcoding, it's not that Twitch looks at your numbers and say, oh, we can give this person transcoding now. That's not exactly how it works. It's not permanent. The way you get transcoding is, however, you had the right mindset with it. You do get it based on your numbers. You do get it based on your concurrent viewers as a Twitch affiliate. So let's say, and there's not an official number that I can find on Twitch that shows how many servers they have. Let's say 10,000. They have 10,000 slots available for partners, affiliates, non-streamers, for anybody to get transcoding options. For the first 5,000, there are partners that are actually online in this scenario. So 5,000 servers are automatically gone from the 10,000 that we did. I know, guys, math, I get it. I know school's out. Stick with me, though. 5,000 slots are still available. So you have to be in the top 5,000 slots as a Twitch affiliate streamer in order to get in to one of the transcoding servers. If you have a high concurrent viewer or high average concurrent viewer count, then you might get it when you stream first starts. If, however, you don't, let's say you start your stream with 5 or 10 viewers, and by the end of your stream you have 50 viewers, that might be enough to get transcoding depending on the day and the time. Once you receive transcoding, there's not a notification, there's not an alert, there's nothing to tell you or your viewers that you have it other than just checking periodically. If it's that important to you, you can pull up, you can check it yourself or ask one of your viewers to say, hey, can you check the cog and see if we have it? Now, the only way to know for sure is when you pull up the cog and you pull up the drop down, does it say source and auto, or does it say auto, source, and then several other lower resolutions? If you see other resolutions than the resolution that you're streaming in, you do have transcoding. And again, that's really good to have, especially for people streaming at higher bit rates, for those that are maybe starting out, or for those that have viewers that have lower bandwidth on their internet, or maybe streaming or maybe downloading your stream to their phone or on Wi-Fi. Now, I want to tie this in with bitrate, but I also want to clarify one other thing, is that the reason that I clarify all of those hows and whens is because part of the catalyst for this video is that someone told me that transcoding is random, and I already knew that that's false, but they were convinced that that's how it works, and that is not how it works at all. So that's part of the catalyst for this video. So I wanted to make sure that I address all of those misconceptions, making sure that I try and cover all of them. Okay, so moving forward, this is a page that is very, very beneficial. If you are a new streamer and you come to me, and several have, and said, Norgoz, I'm just getting ready to start out, I don't know what to stream, I don't know what I can stream at, and that's a whole nother video into the, like, how to figure out what your best settings would be, right? But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's something you gotta play with. You have to play with. But I'm gonna tie all this in with the transcoding part of it. But this is what I send to new streamers. I give them a link to this page, and this is an official Twitch TV page that explains their broadcasting guidelines, the encoding power, internet speeds, which is the bit rate, and video quality, and various resolutions, frame rates, and the bit rates that you would need to maintain in order to keep a consistent stream. As an example, they have an example for 1080p 60 FPS. Your bit rate needs to be at least 4,500. If you're playing high action games, however, you're probably not going to maintain it without seeing some pixelation, depending on whether you're using your hardware encoder through your graphics card, or if you're using software encoding with your computer processor. Computer processing will actually encode better at lower bit rates than the hardware encoder will. If you can't maintain 5,000 or higher bit rate when you're using your graphics card, you're probably going to see pixelation if you're streaming, say, anything higher than 720, maybe even at 720. But your frame rate can also help as well, if you're doing a lower frame rate and so on and so forth. But we'll get into that at a later date, into more depth. But I wanted to tie that in with transcoding, because this is what I was talking about when I said bitrate. The higher your bitrate is, which currently the cap on bitrate is 6,000, that's 6 megs a second. It used to be 3.5 megs a second, 3,500 kilobytes a second. So that's the most that you can stream on Twitch. If you try and stream more than that, you're just going to send your viewers into buffering hell. But with transcoding, and you're streaming at, say, 6 megs a second, 1080p, 60 FPS, that takes a huge toll on people's internet connections. So they have to have a very, very stable connection. Not to mention they might have something else going in the background. They might be streaming something else. Somebody else may be in the house, so on and so forth. It might be on Wi-Fi. It might be on the cell phone streaming your stream. There's all these what ifs and whatnot, and that's where transcoding comes into play, and that's why it's so important to understand how it works, how you can get it, so that once you realize that, once you're 100% on top of that, you can say, hey guys, I checked I checked when we first got started. I don't have transcoding. I apologize. So I lowered my bit rate, which streaming software, not all streaming software, I can only speak for OBS. You can lower your bit rate to a lower amount, and then once you get transcoding, you can crank it up. So that's something you can do if you're starting out, as a free side note and tip. Now, I'm going to leave you guys with that. And I know I've kind of ping-ponged back and forth. I wanted to get this video done and out to you, and I prefer to do videos all in one take. I really enjoy the whole editing process, but it's just better for me if I record everything all in one take. So I am sure there's some things that I left out. I'm sure there's some things that you guys have thoughts about. That's why we got a comment section right down below. And of course, speaking of thumbs, if you liked the video, if you didn't like the video, and of course, come back and see us again. Subscribe, and if we would certainly do videos about these types of topics on the regular now. I try to do at least one a week. So go ahead and subscribe if that's something that you're interested in. Thank you guys again for the continued support. I greatly appreciate it. Again, I'm your host Norgoz. Sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.